The boy was already 3 years old but still hadn't learned to walk, because the moment he stood up, his bones would instantly shatter, all because his muscles were far too developed. His muscle mass was over 100 times greater than that of a full-grown adult. Even the simplest movement from the boy was like hundreds of adults crushing his body at once. So at just 3 years old, his bones simply couldn't withstand such terrifying pressure. Though if this continued, Raiden would soon be crushed to death by his own muscles. But neither Raiden nor his parents ever gave up. Every time Raiden got hurt, his parents would quietly bandage him up and encourage him to keep trying. Finally, when Raiden turned 7, he managed to suppress his uncontrollable muscles and developed a new kind of muscle that acted like an external shell. These muscles could protect his bones from injury while maintaining a normal human physique. After that, Raiden became a sumo wrestler. With his overwhelming muscles, he quickly became an undefeated legend in the world of Japanese sumo. But unfortunately, he never once used his full strength before dying of old age, because to his strength, humans were like fragile toys. However, after his death, a Valkyrie summoned his heroic spirit and gave him a chance to fight with all his might. That was to represent humanity in a battle against the gods. This way, Raiden wouldn't have to worry about breaking his opponent, and the Valkyrie even assigned her sister Thrud to be his partner. The next second, a 3-meter-tall woman burst through the door. Thrud thought Raiden would be intimidated by her, but Raiden looked thrilled, because he loved tall, powerful women like her, so he boldly hugged Thrud and confessed his love. Thrud blushed shyly at his words, because she also liked men like Raiden, so she accepted Raiden's confession. Then the two of them easily completed the forging of the divine weapon. Raiden then entered the arena. The red markings on Raiden's body were the divine weapon manifested by Valkyrie Thrud. In other words, Raiden's body itself was now the divine weapon. The god's chosen fighter was the mightiest of the Indian gods, known as Shiva, the god of destruction. The 5th round of the battle between gods and humans was about to begin. But before Shiva could even talk tough, Raiden struck first. He launched forward at an incredible speed, giving Shiva no time to react. He kicked Shiva square in the face with both feet. Shiva was sent flying dozens of meters. He got up immediately, nose bleeding. Before Shiva could regain his footing, Raiden shot forward again and landed another fierce punch at Shiva. Though Shiva managed to block it, the real killer move was Raiden's right fist, and that punch drove Shiva straight to his knees. Raiden showed no mercy and slammed his knee into Shiva's head. At that moment, the dazed Shiva finally snapped back to his senses. His forearms worked in perfect sync to absorb the impact. Then, as he bounced Raiden away, 2 arms locked him in a counter hold. Meanwhile, Shiva's other 2 fists weren't idle either. They landed a heavy blow to Raiden's chest. Raiden took the hit head-on and used the momentum to break free from the hold. In this first exchange, neither side gained the upper hand, and as a human, Raiden knew full well that he couldn't defeat a god like this. So Raiden slapped his own chest and released the seal on his muscles. Watching Raiden's muscles grow wildly, everyone was stunned, and just as Raiden's head was about to be crushed by his own muscles, Valkyrie Thrud finally stepped in. She compressed Raiden's ever-expanding muscles until his body returned to normal form. Although Raiden looked the same as before, his muscle mass was dozens of times greater. At this moment, Raiden felt reborn. His entire body overflowed with limitless strength, because this was the first time Raiden had ever unleashed his muscle seal. Even he didn't know. He has no idea how powerful he is right now.